Alright, so I decided to make this little video right here because there ain't no damn way I'm going to be able to type all this shit that I want to say in this analogy because it's a big fucking analogy and I'm a slow typer and I ain't in the mood. But anyway, you got a lot of people that are on the fence about this whole situation, like, kill your hair or kill your local heroin dealer some people say, well, if you're using heroin, you're just a fucking idiot and you deserve to die. Natural selection, blah, 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 all this tough shit. And, that's fine. That's their opinion. But, the scientific facts behind it, show otherwise. I mean, people are born sometimes with a predisposition to be an alcoholic or an addict, You don't have to be just a fucking alcoholic. You could be a gambling addict, a sex addict, a fucking cigarette addict, a heroin addict, So anyway, I like to give this analogy, man, because sometimes it hurts my feelings when I hear people show a lack of empathy, especially at the times like right now, because there's with like social media and shit, everybody sees everything, and people are hurt right now, people are upset, and people are asking those questions why and all that shit, maybe this will help clear it up a little bit, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. I got this little curio cabinet. It's not a whole lot, but it's got a few little trinkets in it. Not all of them are in there right now because some things are getting moved around right now. But I got this little thing right here that I made, and it's got Jimmy and Dustin and my mom and Jesse's grandma and some hummingbirds and angels and just some nice stuff, man. I have a lot of other stuff too, and pictures and stuff, and I plan on doing something with them one day. But anyway, those people in that cabinet, man, they weren't idiots. They weren't stupid, weak people. They were some of the strongest people I'd ever met in my life. There ain't a whole lot of y'all out there that would walk up to Jimmy Dunn and say, "You're a weak motherfucker, Jimmy Dunn." Because I'm going to guarantee you, win, lose, or draw, you was going to fucking know that you called him a weak motherfucker, you know what I mean? And I don't just mean fighting. I mean, he was strong. He had a strong passion for life. He loved the people. So did Dustin. They were smart. They were artistic. They were passionate. They were, athletic. I mean, I could just go on and Twiz too. Look at all the shit Twiz did. Motherfucker was a rapper, a goddamn cook, a fucking tattoo artist, like all this shit, man. You walk in a fucking room with Twiz, you knew Twiz was there. I don't give a shit, you ain't seen him in 10 years. It picked up just like it was yesterday because he just had an infectious personality. He was a good fucking dude. Jimmy Dunn was a good fucking dude. Jimmy Dunn was my best friend, one of them. One of my top 4 best friends in my entire life. And the day that he died, man, was a lot different for me than the day that Dustin died because when Dustin died, I was still actively using very heavily, and I was on my way to prison. I was actually on the run. And I think that people called the police on me at the funeral, and I had to get out of there and shit, and I very shortly thereafter, I got locked up and I went to prison. And it didn't even hit me that Dustin had died really until I fucking was in jail for a very long time, went to receiving, and then hit the fucking rec yard on Indian Creek and saw 17 fucking guys that I grew up with all in prison. And it's to me, I'm like, why in the fuck are all of us here? And most of it was because we were heroin addicts and we were stealing shit from our family or from whoever or from whatever to, take care of our habit and shit. And then, I was thinking, well, fuck, at least we're fortunate enough to be here because fucking Dustin's dead, And I never got to really see how it affected his family. But when Jimmy passed, I got to see how it affected his family. And, when it first happened, there was a few people on social media that said things to the effect of, selfish motherfucker and stuff like that. And you know, thinking back on it in hindsight, when I go over there and I talk to Miss Carol, and you know, I walk in that house and I smell the smells, I see things, and you know, tears come to my eyes, and then she cries, and then the kids cry, and everybody's crying, and that's just the small, minute amount of time I'm there. You know, God knows what goes on for all the rest of the fucking time. But you know, back to what I'm getting at is that you know, these people didn't do this shit because they were fucking stupid. They did it because there was something driving them. Just this compulsion, that's this uncontrollable fucking compulsion that's called addiction, that makes you do the stupidest fucking things that you could ever believe. It turns you from a selfless, loving son, father, mother, fucking daughter, whatever the fuck you are. It turns you from that to a lying, manipulative, selfish, self-righteous, transparent, egotistical piece of shit. That's what it does. And these people right here in this cabinet in Twiz, that's not who they were. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. I mean, you know, I'm not going to argue with you about it, but that's not who they were. And I guarantee you a good bit of the motherfuckers that are watching this video or whatever are going to agree with me wholehearted on that. The drugs made them that way. Now, whether they, you know, had a predisposition to want to try things, like, you know, smoke fucking pot when you're 13, or, you know, drink your first beer or whatever you stole from your dad's goddamn fucking Milwaukee's best beer can or some shit, and snuck it in your room and drank it, or whatever. Some people like to, you know, alter their mood. And once they start to do it, there's things in their brain that make them not be able to control the way that they act when that is put into their system. And unfortunately, I'm that kind of person. You know, they say all those cliche things in NA and AA and stuff. One is too many, 1,000 is never enough, blah, blah, blah. It's true. If I fucking am riding down 64 tomorrow on my way to work and get in a fucking car accident and break my back in half, and they put me on fucking, even if I eat a fucking Vicodin, one Vicodin, tomorrow I'm going to go find 20 of them. Then the next day I'm going to find 30 fucking Roxys. Then the next day after that, I'm going to Berkeley. And, you know, it ain't the fucking heroin dealer's fault really neither. It's mine. I'm going to chase it. I'm going to go after it because I have a compulsion inside of my head, because my brain chemistry has been physically changed. Because and it may be because I decided to pick up that first fucking time. That might have been when it changed it. But I'm going to tell you what, that damage don't go away. There's fucking addicts that have been in Narcotics Anonymous that have did the steps several times, that have worked and worked and worked their ass off on recovery. I mean, you know, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you wash your face, you fucking drive to work, you work all day, you come home, you have to take care of the kids, you got to go to the softball games, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to cut your grass, you got to fucking clean your house, you got to do all this shit. And the whole time, your fucking addiction's not doing shit, but just working out on your ass, just getting strong. That's another one they say, you know, while you're sleeping, your addiction's doing push-ups. It's fucking true. You have to be vigilant, but it's hard to be vigilant when, you know, when you get normal again, everybody just thinks you're normal again. You know, they say, well, why can't you cut the grass? Why can't you go to the grocery store? Why do you have to go to these meetings 5 times a week? Well, why do you have to meditate? Why do you have to medicate if you choose to, like, take something like Suboxone or something? Why do you have to do all these things? Why can't you just fucking be strong and say no? I mean, look around. It's fucking pretty obvious. People can't. They just can't. It's killing every fucking body. Everybody's dying. You think Twiz didn't fucking notice that Jimmy died? Think Twiz didn't notice that a couple of other people had died here recently? Think he didn't know he was playing Russian roulette? You think he was fucking stupid? Fuck no, he wasn't stupid. He was an addict. His brain chemistry had been changed. The only thing that fixes brain chemistry and gets those natural endorphins and dopamine and all that bullshit back working again like it's supposed to is fucking time. Time, that's it. The timing's different for everybody. It could take fucking 1 year, it could take 10 years. You got people in the Narcotics Anonymous classes that'll go for 20 years and decide that they don't want to go 3 times a week no more. They only want to go 1 time, and they're fucking dead in 6 months. Because it never goes away. It don't. It doesn't. It's a scientific fact. So anyway, I'm going to shoot y'all this analogy right here. This is one that I like to give people that don't understand. Okay, it's Thanksgiving. We're in my house right here. This empty right now. But we're in my fucking house. And in this house right here, there's 40 of my closest family members, and they all love me to fucking death, man. I'm the greatest goddamn thing since sliced bread. And 9 times out of 10, I'm the talk of the whole fucking thing because, you know, we're just using me. Just using me here. But 9 times out of 10, I'm the talk of the whole damn thing because Brian's clean. Oh my God. It's amazing. Everybody's happy. His face is fat. He's got that glow to him. You know, he's doing selfless things instead of selfish things. He's around. He's talking to people. He's not going to the bathroom every 10 minutes. You know, he's wearing a short sleeve shirt. He's not hiding his track mark. You know, all the shit. All the shit. You just get so much love. It's just like an overpouring of fucking love. Your soul just glows. It feels great because you're getting this outpouring of fucking love from all of these people that love you unconditionally. No matter what kind of bullshit you did to them, they're there for you. They will help you. They will do anything for you because all they want to do is see you live. That's all they want. And in the midst of all that shit, you say, man, I'm going to just step outside and smoke a cigarette. And you walk out there and for some strange reason, it could be something simple. For me, change of seasons fuck me up. Especially this one. When it goes from winter to spring, relapse prone like a motherfucker. Anyway, it could be something as simple as a smell. While you're out there smoking a cigarette. Everybody else is back inside, loving you to death, cooking, watching football, talking, all this shit. And you're out there and you get to stinking thinking, man. You get to thinking, you know, damn, man, I'd like to just, you know, I'd like to just do it one time, man. Just today, man. It's fucking Thanksgiving, man. I owe this shit to myself. I've been clean 6 months, 1 year, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the fuck. And, you know, you're out there smoking your cigarette and you get to searching around on Facebook because you ain't plugged in no more, you know, but you find somebody that you know is because it ain't hard to try. I can see a motherfuckers getting high 10 miles away. All I got to do is look at your ass one fucking time and I can tell you what you're getting high on and how high you're getting and how often and all that shit. But, you know, like I said, you get to fucking looking. Your family's inside. They love you to death. They think the fucking world of you. And, you know, you're out there and you're looking through your fucking Facebook friends trying to find a plug. So you go through all this bullshit, man. You finally find somebody. You know, you're outside for 20 minutes while your family that loves you to death is inside having a great time. You're out there and you're thinking about doing drugs. And it just came out of nowhere. Just a fucking smell came by. You tell yourself 112 times while you're looking through Facebook to find somebody to fucking get plugged in with, man, don't do this shit. Just fucking stop. Turn your fucking phone off. Go back in there and watch football with your fucking uncle and eat and get fat and fall to fucking sleep. You do. You do. But you know what? You don't. You keep looking. You find somebody. And then you know what happens after you find somebody? They fucking, you know, you set it up. They say, all right, well, come up to the shop and go. Come up to the whatever, 20 minutes. You go inside, the first fucking thing you do smoking is you lie. You go in there and you lie in the face of all those fucking people that love and care about you and cherish your life. And you tell them some stupid shit like, oh, hey, man, I got to run up and get some cigarettes. And 15 of them in there say, oh, I got cigarettes, don't worry about it. You're like, oh, no, I got to run up there and get some cigarettes. You know, I don't know, pick up a few other things or whatever. So now you're lying. You know, you get in your car, you leave the fucking house with all these people that are just head over heels in love with your ass and would fucking lay down their life for you and are just so happy to see you doing good. And you leave and you drive to some fucking store in a fucking project somewhere, and you pull up in there, and you're calling this motherfucker, and he's saying it's going to be 10 minutes, and it's never fucking 10 minutes. They're always pulling in a fucking parking lot, and it's always a 45-minute ordeal, and you got fucking crackheads coming up to you on Thanksgiving Day trying to bum cigarettes and change and shit off of you. You're sitting in a fucking ghetto-ass fucking parking lot waiting for some fucking dope boy to pull up for 45 minutes sometimes. And the whole fucking 45 minutes, all you are telling yourself, your brain, you know, the fucking thing that talks to you when it says, oh, I'm hungry, I want to go make a sandwich. But you're saying it's how your fucking brain saying, don't fucking do this, man. Just go back. Go back. Walk in there and fucking tell them. Tell them, hey, man, I almost just relapsed. I almost just fucked up. There's going to be disappointment. There's going to be frustrations. There's going to be all kinds of shit that's going to happen inside of that house. There's going to be that one uncle that's going to be like, man, why this motherfucker always got to come up with some bullshit and try to steal the show around here? All that shit. All that shit's going to happen. But guess what? You'll be alive. Everybody will be happy. They'll get over it. They'll figure out what the fuck they got to do to help you. But you don't. You don't. You're telling yourself the whole fucking time, don't do this, man. Don't fucking wait here for this motherfucker. Don't spend this money. Don't do it. Don't do it, man. Brian, don't do it, man. Just go the fuck back home. Go home, please, man. Go home. But you don't. You don't because you fucking can't. You can't. You've went too far now. So the dope man finally fucking pulls up and you get your little things or whatever. You only got a couple because, you know, you ain't real heavy in the shit yet. And you don't want to get too crazy with it because you're lying to yourself and you're like, oh, I'm just going to do a couple today. Your ass is going back tomorrow. But anyway, you get your little couple things or whatever, man, and you start to fucking drive back home. All in your mind, you'll say some shit to yourself like, all I got to do is throw this shit out the fucking window. Pull over, open the door, throw it on the ground, stomp on it, drive the fuck back, take the $40 loss, and fucking tell your family that you're a goddamn idiot and you just went and tried to score. But you don't. You don't. You can't. You got it in your fucking hands now. Next thing you know, you're driving back, you're walking right in that fucking house with all the people that love you, you staring them all right in the fucking face, waiting for the first chance you can get to slide in that goddamn bathroom. You're lying to everybody. You're lying to yourself. But you can't fucking stop. It's a compulsion that nobody, except for especially a heroin addict, can understand. It's insane. It's crazy is what the fuck it is. So, you know, you slide in the bathroom, you know, and you got that one last chance. You sit down on the toilet, you know, and you can just throw that shit down in that fucking toilet, flush it. And, you know, you can go out there and tell people what happened, or you can just try to be tough yourself and say, man, I'm just going to forget this shit never happened and go back out there with your family that loves you and continue to live. Really fucking live. But you don't. You get high. You get fucking high as gas. You go out there. Everybody sees it. But nobody says anything. They're too scared to say anything to you. They don't want to throw you off the deep end. They want to enable you. They want to try to, you know, you might have somebody say something slick, you know, a drunk uncle or something, but then everybody else jumps, oh, you just leave him alone. He's all right, you know. Maybe he ain't feeling good or something or whatever, and, you know, and that's what you do. You leave everybody that loves you, and you tell yourself during the course of this entire long-ass, drawn-out, fucking stupid-ass event that it's a great idea. You know, do it. Your brain just keeps fucking do it. Get it. The other side, it's like the angel and the devil on your shoulder. Angel saying, no, don't do it, Brian. Please, do the right thing. Just stop right now. You don't have to do this. The devil's over here saying, do it, motherfucker. You know you want to. You owe it to yourself. You've been doing good for so long. One time ain't gonna hurt you. Blah, blah, blah. All this bullshit. That's compulsion. That's what leads these motherfuckers out here. And I'm not saying these motherfuckers. That's what leads this motherfucker right here to go out there after Jimmy dies or Dustin dies or Twiz dies or whoever the fuck dies and think that I am smarter or can handle it better than they were or whatever the fuck. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's something inside your brain that changes. And the only way to change that shit back is with diligent, you know, just fucking hard work and dedication. There is not there. Sometimes there's days where I think about getting high 100 times a day. Sometimes there's weeks where I'll go and I don't think about it at all. But when I do think about it now, instead of letting it brew, because it'll fucking brew quick with me, man. I can think of all kind of reasons why I ought to do it. Just telling myself, why the fuck not? What I got to lose? I ain't gonna lose my life. That's what's important. I'm gonna lose a little respect from somebody because I had some clean time and now I'm fucking thinking stupid. Well, guess what? They'll get over it. They ain't gonna get over it when I fucking die. Tell you that. That's a hard pill to swallow when your child dies or your, best friend dies or whoever the fuck dies. And I'm gonna tell you, man, the game ain't the same. It's like I said in that fucking post last night. This dope that is going around now, the shit's coming from fucking Mexico. They decided, it's just like Blow, the movie Blow. Bring pot back. You've got to bring enough pot back to fill this fucking house right here to make $10,000. Or you can bring some blow back as big as this kit box right here and fucking make the same amount of money. Well, the heroin dealers down there decided, in the early 2000s when the coke game kind of fell off, that we'll bring half the amount of heroin and fucking and corner the market because it'll be stronger because it's not getting, shipped so far and cut so many fucking times. And, Americans love opiates. They're fucking all hooked on Oxycontin and everything else. And they'll just eat this shit up. So the fucking dope that's coming here now is like, it gets up here to Virginia sometimes. I mean, it's got to be 60 to 70% pure. When I was doing heroin, like in the early 2000s, man, I'd be lucky to find something like 20%. I mean, it's the truth. And then, you got to think of it from a business aspect, from a drug dealer. If a drug dealer gets a bad pack, they're not going to throw it in the fucking trash. They're going to put something on it to strengthen the shit up and fucking sell it. I mean, that's business. It's economics. You know what I mean? And that happens to be fentanyl right now. You used to go buy some fucking bonito from a goddamn health food store and buy some caps and a fucking coffee grinder and an 8-ball and you was in a fucking game. It ain't like that no more. Fucking, you get powdered fentanyl for cheaper than you can get fucking bonita now. And you don't have to go to the health food store, 3 or 4 times a week where it's hot as a fucking firecracker because you're in there buying bonita and caps. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, these people that are dying aren't stupid people. They're not weak. They're not, oh, fucking dumb motherfucker. You use heroin. What do you think is going to happen? They're addicts. They're addicts that weren't being vigilant. They let their guard down, and they caught a goddamn right hook, and it took them down. This shit is killing people now. They're not nodding out slow and falling asleep. They're falling over. That's how strong the shit is. People are shooting the shit, and they're fucking falling over. It used to be back in my day, I saved a guy's life one time. He had been blue for about 6 minutes when the guy got to my house with him, and I didn't know what to do. I ran out there with a bunch of ice and water, and I started smacking the fuck out of the guy, and no homo, I pulled his dick out, started putting ice on his dick and shit, and I told the guy, I was like, man, go to Chesapeake General Hospital right now, like floor this motherfucker. It was at my mom and dad's house on Ann Avenue. And we got down to fucking Bainbridge, and I was smacking this dude with every fucking thing. I was shaking him. I was fucking punching him. Nothing. And I was like, man, this motherfucker's not going to make it, man. And then it dawned on me that the fire station was right there in Port Lock, and we pulled in. And we went running out, and I was like, this guy's fucking overdosed on heroin. He's overdosed on heroin. They're like, help us get him out. They got him out. We got him on a gurney. They hit him with the fucking naltrexone. Boom. The motherfucker was right up puking. Wide awake. And we're freaking out because we're dirty. Everybody in the fucking car is dirty. I wasn't dirty. I was sitting in my fucking house. I was actually dope sick and trying to figure out how to get some fucking dope. Imagine that. But the paramedics were fucking cool, man. The police came and the paramedics were, they wanted to search our car and shit. And the police were like, man, or the paramedics were like, man, their fucking friend just died. Let them go to the hospital. Let them go see their fucking friend. And of course, I took the guy's dope. I did all of it. I think I probably did all of it in one shot. I'm not trying to say I'm cool or nothing, but my tolerance was higher than his. And I didn't give a fuck. Because I'm invincible. I'm a fucking invincible heroin addict. And I remember that was the first time I met that guy ever. I never met him again after that day. We went to the hospital. We talked to him for a few minutes. He was really sedated. He told me thanks for saving his life. And then the next day, the guy that brought him over was calling me, telling me how he was like infuriated because he wanted the rest of his dope. He was mad that we did his dope. So anyway, addiction is a motherfucking monster. You have to stay continuously vigilant in whatever way, shape, form, or fashion you choose to do so, whether it be AANA, reading, constantly, constant reminders of loss, meditation, prayer, exercise, hitting fucking baseballs, hitting a punching bag, going for a jog, telling on yourself. Telling on yourself is the best. There's a lot of people that say, I ain't put my business out there. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks about me in this neighborhood. I know I'm a good guy. I ain't never stole a goddamn thing from none of y'all motherfuckers. I stole from my mama because she was my biggest enabler. And that's why I went to prison. I stole checks from my mama. And people would say shit like, damn, that motherfucker Brian steal from his mom. He steal from anybody. Nah, I didn't. I stole from my enabler, And my dad showed me tough love. And, I killed my mom. I mean, she died from cancer. But the day that I got locked up, a lot of you were there on Seaboard Avenue. A lot of you gave me money to go to fucking jail with because I didn't have no damn money. So I could get whites and shit. Nate Kramer was there. Katie Kramer was there. My cousin Billy was there. My mom came to get her truck. I was driving her truck. She had a fucking massive stroke that night. Refused to go to the hospital because she thought she was just stressed out. And for the next 3 years in prison, when I seen her face looked like, ugh. And then when I came home, I was home 4.5 months, and she got severe cancer of the liver. Her breast cancer had came back because every fucking weekend I was calling home from prison trying to explain to her why I needed her to take a money order here or a money order there or whatever, because I was getting fucked up in prison too, because I'm a piece of shit. And, by the grace of God and a lot of good fucking people in my life, I'm alive right now. And it kind of makes me wonder sometimes why I'm alive and a lot of my friends ain't no more. And, I don't know. Sometimes I get scared. It's like, am I gonna fucking die of lymphomia and have to battle cancer for fucking 6 years and shit like that? But whatever, man. Addiction's a bitch. Don't blame the person for being weak. Blame the addiction. Don't blame the fucking drug dealer. If there weren't as many heroin drug dealers out there right now, it would make the whole situation probably a lot better. But it wouldn't matter if there was only 2 fucking heroin drug dealers out there. If you want the shit, you're going to go find it. And then if there's no heroin drug dealers out there, you're just going to go to the fucking doctors and get some 80 milligram Oxycontins, which most of the time are stronger than the fucking heroin you get on the street, to be honest with you. Oh, and that's another thing I'm going to touch on real quick, and I'm going to end this video right here because I'm tired of talking. But not one motherfucker that I've ever met in my entire life, with the exception of me, just decided one day they were going to wake up. They said, oh, I think I'm going to fucking go try to shoot some heroin today. I want to see how it fucking feels to shoot heroin. They were fucking with pills first. Grandma got cancer and fucking had 200 Roxys stacked up in her goddamn bathroom cabinet because she didn't like to take them because it made her sick. Mom had some Percocets because her back hurt. Whatever. Uncle Bob broke his fucking leg at work and they gave him 60 milligram Oxycontin for 7 months. Just ridiculous amounts of fucking way overprescribed, way too strong painkillers that, are meant for people that have pain to the effect of, like, they're dying pain. That's what those medications are for. They're not for a motherfucker with a broke leg, or you go get your teeth pulled out and they give you fucking 60 goddamn, Perk 10s. That's crazy, man. When I go to the dentist now, I say, hey, I'm a fucking addict. Give me 800 milligram ibuprofen. I go home, my mouth's fucking numb. I'm doing it right here for about fucking 2 hours. Then my tooth hurts for a little while. I take a couple ibuprofen. Within 2 days, I'm back. Shit don't hurt that bad. It doesn't. It just don't. Be truthful. Be honest. Telling yourself. Put your fucking business out there. Maybe your business will help save somebody else. Maybe it'll help save you. Because I'm going to tell you what, when I'm at the 7-Eleven and I'm high, and somebody like Nate Kramer or Aaron Spizak or Jason Mule or whoever the fuck walks up on me, they know I'm high. See these pupils right here? Nice and big. You see the motherfuckers pinned out one day, and I'm looking fucking transparent as a bitch and gray, and my cheeks look like this. Call me out, motherfucker. Call me out hard. Tell me I'm a piece of shit. Tell me I'm a selfish cocksucker. Punch me in my face. Punch me in my fucking face, man. Break my nose. Make me have to go home and look at it and just look at myself in the mirror with my broke nose and say, why in the fuck are you such a piece of shit? And it might be the broke nose that saves my life. A lot of you guys have saved my lives, or my life a lot of times. And anyway, look, that's it. That's all I had to say. Think about that fucking analogy. That shit's as real as it gets. It's dead ass. There was many fucking things I wanted to say at Jimmy Dunn's funeral up there on that podium. But because of his son and something that his son said, I didn't say anything about a lot of shit. But there was a big audience in that fucking room. And I got up there and I come up with some bullshit story about how he let me wear his fucking, his Reebok pumps or whatever and shit, just to say something. But I wanted to get up there and I wanted to go to fuck in. I'd have liked to have went in for an hour. Wow, everybody in South Norfolk was in that motherfucker. From a real motherfucker. This shit's coming from a real motherfucker. I battled with this shit since 2000. You know, I've wasted fucking on and off 16 years of my life with this shit. I've watched every fucking body that means something to me die. And even worse, I've watched everybody that meant something to them die daily. You know, it's fucked up. There's lots of kids out there right now that don't have parental figures. You know, there's lots of moms that are asking themselves what they did wrong. There's all these questions, all these whys, and there ain't no fucking answer for it. It's called addiction. Read up on it, learn about it. Don't let this fucking tragedy that just, happened this time, this time, let's not all talk about how shitty it is and how much it sucks now and then fucking 30 days from now move on with our normal lives, man. Open a dialogue. If you feel strongly about it, write your congressman. Fucking go up to City Hall and fucking, ask, demand why are Chesapeake police officers not carrying naltrexone pens. They're often the first people on site all the time. They could save the majority of these people's lives with a little bit of training and a fucking $8 pen, $10 pen, $12. If it's $80, who gives a fuck? Obama's got his $18 trillion in fucking debt right now. $18 trillion. What the fuck? Some pens to save some people's lives. Get a police to training. Give them the fucking pen. Put it in the fucking glove box of the car. Somebody start a GoFundMe. GoFundMe. We're gonna buy some goddamn, some naltrexone pens for junkies, and we're gonna ride out to the fucking hoods. We're gonna pass them motherfuckers out. Put one in every fucking junkie's medicine cabinet you know. Every one of us know a bunch of fucking junkies right now, and 9 times out of 10, we've reached out to them and we've tried to help them, but they ain't hit that low, and they're not working on it. And the best thing I can tell anybody to do is, if you're dealing with one, is don't enable them. Keep it real with them. And stay on their ass about it, man. Don't let them fall to the wayside. Don't give up on them. Because deep down inside, that junkie that's all fucked up and everything is somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's mom, somebody's dad, somebody's brother, somebody's sister, somebody's friend. They're a good fucking hearted person. They just fucked up, man. They're on drugs. I love all my friends I lost. I love all the ones I'm gonna lose probably. Hopefully God will spare me and I'll stay on the straight and narrow with my wife's bossy ass foot up my fucking ass constantly, which is great. Hopefully I'll live, And to all the people's families and everything that lost their loved ones, I'm sorry. There's nothing that me or anybody can say to take away your pain, but know that it wasn't because they were stupid or they were weak. It was just they were addicts. I mean, you dealt with them for many years. You knew how they were before. You knew how they were during, and you tried. And the addiction won. It wins sometimes. You know what I mean? Ain't no different from a damn piece of shit type of a person that's a selfish bastard their whole life that just fucking lives to be 90 and rich, and a 6-year-old child that's selfless and innocent and everything that dies from leukemia. It's just the way shit works. It's fucked up. So anyway, that's my analogy, and much, much more. I've been talking to this fucking phone for 35 minutes. I'm done. I love y'all. Keep your eyes out for people, man. Talk to them. Pass the fucking message on. People's going to keep dying. It ain't going to get better. It's going to get worse. It's getting bad. It's fucked up. I ain't never seen no shit like this. I've been in the game a long time. Love y'all.